Hi, everybody. I'm just going to click off on my Facebook Live. Bye, Facebook Live. Join me over on YouTube. See ya. And welcome to everybody that's joining me live. And hi to the replay viewers. This is the very first time I'm going live on YouTube. And it's a little bit scary. I was just sharing with my audience on Facebook why I'm a bit scared. I really just got to move this CD. Kids leave stuff in my studio all the time. So yeah, this is the first time I'm going live on YouTube. So a little bit nervous and scared because as I was sharing with my audience, YouTube is more searchable than Facebook. I've been using Facebook Live since it began, basically, for the last 2 years to using Facebook Live since it began, basically, for the last 2 years to grow my audience and share this wonderful transformational movement modality that I teach called the Feldenkrais Method. So this is not just a dialogue. I want some interaction here. Even if you're on the replay, I need you to be answering questions and letting me know about you so that I can deliver better content for you guys. So in the comments, let me know, is this the first time you're hearing about the Feldenkrais Method? Have you experienced the Feldenkrais Method before? Are you a Feldenkrais practitioner? Please, hands up. I want to know which practitioners have found me and are watching my content. And so not just for the people watching now, please, the replay viewers. So comment, yeah, and let me know if you've been following me for a while or not, or this is the first time you've found me, because that'll help me create better content for you guys that are actually showing up and watching my content. So a little bit about how I'm going to be running my lives. Every Saturday morning, my Saturday morning, maybe your Friday night, maybe your middle of the night, wherever you are, I'm going to be going live here and presenting parts of my longer audio lessons that are available for you. So there's a few programs that I've got available. How do you play any sport? Yes, I'm a dancer. Yes, I came to the Feldenkrais Method. I will get into that in a minute. Let me give you the structure of how the live stream is going to run. So I'm going to introduce myself just after this. I'm going to share with you some parts of the longer awareness through movement lessons that are available in the program. So if you don't know what awareness through movement is, they're about a 45-minute to an hour-long lesson. Moshe Feldenkrais created these lessons and they're very particular in how he presents them. So they start with simple movements and then they build to more complex movements. And we move slowly with awareness on what we're doing. And that's how the brain, the nervous system, picks up on what you're doing and actually rewires your brain and to give you easier, more efficient movement. Who doesn't want easier movement? Because when you move easier, that means you're using less effort, less power, and you can go for longer. And yes, I am a dancer. I came to the Feldenkrais Method straight from my professional dance training. So I've been doing Feldenkrais for 20 years, and I was actually a break dancer. And at the time, I was trying to master the windmill move. Those of you that don't know what the windmill move is, Google it, YouTube it. The windmill move is the move where your legs are flying in the air and you're rolling around on your shoulders. And you have to flip your legs around. Who's ever done the windmill? Type 1 in the comments if you've ever attempted a windmill. So the windmill move, yeah, you need momentum to get your body around. My Feldenkrais practitioner, as I just explained, told me to go slow. He said, move slowly and do this, this, this. And I'm like, why would I move slow? You need momentum. But what I tried it, and I mastered this move in a very, very short time, because moving slowly allowed my body to pattern in the movements of the windmill, so that when I moved fast, my nervous system could kick into where my skeleton needed to be at the time, which is basically how this method works. So it's not just for pain and injury. It does help you reduce pain and injury and tension, but it also helps your performance enhancement, which is what I came to the method for. If you Google the Feldenkrais method and testimonials, you will come up with a whole bunch of people that have found the method after trying many other modalities, and then they've and methods, and they've come to the Feldenkrais method and gotten out themselves out of that discomfort. So that's my backstory of how I came. So leg splits, sit challenge for 30 seconds. No, I don't do a lot of, I don't do any stretching anymore. And I still have the same flexibility I had 20 years ago when I was doing my dance training. We do not stretch in the Feldenkrais method. We actually lengthen the muscles. Next week's live stream, I'll explain that further, because we're talking hips on the next week's live stream. So make sure you show up for that. And to let you, if you want to be informed when I'm going live, make sure you subscribe to this channel and you hit that little bell icon that allows you to know when my videos are going up, when my live streams are happening. So to outline how you do a awareness through movement lesson, we lie down on the floor, and so lying down on the floor takes gravity out of your body. So taking gravity out means that your muscles have a chance to rest, because when we're standing up in gravity, our body's doing a whole bunch of firing up different muscles. A bit like the neck muscles are fired up to keep your head from falling forward. The calf muscles are firing up. All of these are firing up. So laying down takes out gravity. So we start by lying on the floor and just sensing your contact with the floor. The other thing the Feldenkrais method, awareness through movement classes is you guys do the movement. This is very different to how dance is taught. You know, dance, you're out the front, you're showing your students how you move, and they're mimicking your movement. That doesn't happen in Feldenkrais, but I will show you some of the movements here. But the problem is, when you see me do it, and like I said, I've been doing Feldenkrais for 20 years, I've been certified for 14, then you will watch me and go, I'm not doing it like her. I need to do it like her. That's not the case. Please don't think you need to do it like me. Do it like you. Find out how you move, how you discover movement, and then that is how that change happens. So to begin, let's start with a lesson which is called rotating the hands. As I said, all of these lessons are available in my online program. So let's see, move the screen down a bit. So you want to just sit with a comfortable distance of your legs. They don't need to be wide. They don't want to be too close together. And we'll start with the right hand. And we'll just turn the right hand like it's on a dial, yeah? On a dial. Now, you could do this, you know, you can change this around, and you can do this, move back a bit. You can do this, say, at your desk. You know, you could have your hand on your desk. You could, in my wrist video I've already got, you could use a book and turn the dial, yeah? So this is about creating novel movement for, I'll bring my notes back up, novel movement for the body. So we're turning the wrist here, yeah? And like I said, this is only just part of the movement. I'm not going to go through all of it. Or you can turn the wrist with the wrist bent up. So I like to do these movements before breakdancing. That's hence why if you check out my program there. Oh, we've got a couple of people. Hi, Sky. So we're sitting and we're just turning it. This is called rotating the hand, rotating the arm. Yeah, and as you can see, this movement then, what we're doing is going, okay, we can place our hand in all these different positions. And if we lean on it, we can create a different, and it comes up all the way up to our shoulder, yeah? So it's doing stuff with the shoulder, doing stuff with the shoulder as well. It's not just the wrist and arm, it's the whole body. And that's what Feldenkrais is about, working with the whole system on how it moves. So then we'll already asked you lay down to begin with, then we'll lay down. And can you feel or sense any difference in the right compared to the left? While you're lying there, just turn the right hand over and over. Okay? And notice what that feels like and compare that with the left. You probably could have done this before you begin the lesson. That's all right. And we sit back up again and we turn. Let's try it with the left hand now. So we're turning, we're rotating the hands, turning it over, rotating. This hand can just be to balance or put it wherever. Rotating. Who's joining me? Are you trying this, people? I ask you the question, you're probably trying, and then you'll have to come to the computer. When we go to lay down, you can comment then. And then we do it at the back. Now, I'm speeding through this. The lesson, actually, we go a lot slower. We spend a lot more time resting. Okay, let's rest again. Let me know if you're doing it in the comments. And even if you're on the replay. So when we come to sitting, we might want to roll around. Now, that is the first lesson that I'm going to share with you. And like I said, you can change this up as well. I keep looking at myself rather than the camera. What's better for you guys? Yeah, you can change this up. You can use a book. You can use it on your table, just to, really think about all of these movements that the wrist can make, because how we get ourselves into trouble and we get RSI, we're doing the same movement in the same way over and over and over again. And so when we do that, it gets overused. And if you think about the arm, you've got bigger muscles in the arm up here in the shoulders, and that's more about placement. We've got more intricate muscles through the forearm, the wrist, and the hands, and they're more about, more intricate movements. But what happens when we overuse ourselves, typing at the computer, gardening, breakdancing, and we're not reintroducing the new movements, and we're just using the same habitual patterns, that's when RSI can occur and we get that pain. So Feldenkrais introduces new movement patterns in a novel way so the brain can rewire. Hence why I've called my program Rewrite Your Wrist. So the next one, this was one I taught last week to my students, and it's called rolling the hands. So again, we start to lay down and we interlace our fingers across our belly and we start to rotate the hands. And you want to do it lightly, gently, so you don't want to grip the fingers. Just really feel how light and gentle you can hold your fingers. And rotate. And then we pick up the left elbow and keep the hands rotating here. And you want to have your elbows in line. So there's an elbow from the left elbow to the right elbow. it's in line. Yeah. Gently rotating, pressing it down. And then let's just rest again. Sensing your contact with the floor. How do your arms rest on the ground now? What's different? And you might want to just turn the hand over to sense anything feel different when you're turning the hand over. Notice if you lie down, which way do your hands want to face? Do they want to face up like mine are, or they want to face the palms facing the legs, or they want the palms down? Which way feels more comfortable, more natural to you? Interlacing the fingers again, and this time we're going to rotate, bring both elbows up and rotate them so they come up over your face. And around, around. And we're drawing a circle around our face, like this. Okay, again, take a rest. Checking in with how you're resting on the ground. Check in with behind the shoulders. Do you feel that something's different there? Now, the thing with awareness, it is a skill and it takes time to build that skill, like any skill does. And so if I'm asking you the question and you're not really sure the answer, you can't really connect with your body, please don't worry too much. It will come over time. The more you do this method, the more the awareness comes. So with this hand one, if you ever get to have a one-to-one Feldenkrais lesson, one thing that will be very, very apparent to you as you have the lesson is this Feldenkrais teacher's hands are so soft. Moshe Feldenkrais was a very strong, direct man. And he was a judo master, so you can imagine he was very strong and direct. But if you ever had felt his hands, they were very, very gentle. And let me talk more about, he actually worked with Helen Keller. Type a 2 if you know who Helen Keller is, because she's just an amazing woman. Now, we know Helen Keller was a blind and deaf woman. And it wasn't until she was 11 years old, her parents discovered a teacher that wanted to work with her, that loved this girl. And she, to start communicating with her and teaching her language, she ran her hands under water, under a fountain, under a running tap, even under her pee. And then she typed the symbol for water into her palm. And that was able to connect through movement, through sensation, connecting to the nervous system, so that Helen Keller was like, I understand. And so she was able to communicate through touching and feeling and connecting to her nervous system. Truly brilliant. So back to this rotating of the hands lesson. Now, like I said, all Feldenkrais lessons begin with simple, we begin with this simple movement. Let's do the other side. We begin with this simple movement, and then I'll get to introduce the next movement, which was to, let's take a little rest first. The rests are important. The rests aren't because we've done a lot of movement, a lot of, stressful movement. It's to connect to the nervous system. So the nervous system goes, that's different. And that it's able to release any tension. So it's very important that you take this moment. Okay. So the complex movement in this, I'm going to show you, but don't get too worried if you can't do it, is to rotate the hands. And as you're rotating the hands, keep the breath gentle. Bring yourself to sitting. So that's the complex movement inside that lesson. If you're enjoying these lessons, please let me know in the comments. But go check out the program because I've got the full-length lesson. This one also introduces listening to your breath. And as you're doing the movement, you're listening to your breath and making sure that the breath is soft, the hands are soft, and the movement is gentle. Okay, so the last one, the flying lesson. I love this lesson. In fact, I'm in a couple of online communities and we do a lot of live streaming together. And the very first time I did a live stream train, they call them. So one person goes live, then you pass the live to the next person, you pass the live to the next person. It was about building confidence and feeling confident within yourself. And anything that realigns the shoulders, that brings them back into a nice alignment and you really feel your skeleton, helps you, gives you that confidence. And so I actually did the flying lesson on that first live stream with my community because you actually really do feel like you're flying at the end of the lesson. So once again, I'm just showing you a few parts to this lesson. The main part that would help with the wrist. And what that is, so in the flying lesson, we lay down on our belly and we have our arms out to the side. We can't put this arm out fully. And lying there on the side, we lift the fingers, we lift the arm, and we take the arm up. That's part of one of the movements. So you feel how the hand connects into the shoulder. And to begin with, that might feel a little bit clunky, heavy, yeah? Then stay in that position, and what we'll do, I'll show you how you can do this just at your desk. Imagine this is your desk or on a book like I've got. We want to press down on each of the base of the fingers here. Press that base of the finger, that base of the finger, that base of the finger. You do that within your hand. I'm just showing you with my finger because you can't really see. And then you press down on the two outside, the thumb and the little finger. Then you press the middle and you alternate between those. But once again, we're doing that with our arm out on the floor. But if you want to just tweak while you're working at the computer, you can try this, just at your table here. We've got a little table here. And we're pressing down. And then we lift the fingers, lift the base of the fingers, lift the fingers, lift the base of the fingers. So we're differentiating. I'm watching my hand rather than watching you guys. Differentiating. Okay, it's saying my chat's disconnected. Maybe that's why no one's chatting. Lift the fingers. Oh, okay. It says I'm still on the internet. Okay. That would be weird. First live stream on YouTube and I get disconnected. Yeah, so if you do that while you're, let's do it this way, lying on the ground, then when you lift the fingers and take this arm up, what's actually happened is this whole arm has been connected into the shoulder, boom. And you actually feel this really strong connection from the fingertips all the way into your shoulder, and it somehow falls back into a nice alignment of the shoulder. Because the shoulders, if you're working anything with the shoulder, I'll have a live stream about this in a couple of weeks. The shoulder, sometimes we have our shoulders too forward and there's too much tension here. Sometimes we pull our shoulders back, and often when we're told to stand up, we tell ourselves to stand up straight, posture straight, then you pull the shoulders back, and that's giving too much tension here, and then you realize you get tension between the shoulder blades. But what actually, when you do when you're consistent with your Feldenkrais practice, the skeleton, the nervous system finds a nice alignment just directly at the side, and your shoulders feel a lot more comfortable and calm within your body. And that is the end of the 3 lessons I was going to share with you. And as you know, like what happens on live stream, I've got a bit of fluff in my hair. So yeah, that's the end of the 3 lessons that are available inside of that program. So if you enjoyed these little snippets of what is inside each of the audio lessons, we go into much greater detail inside the Rewrite to Your Wrist program. I've posted the link in the comments for you to check it out. It's available now for $17 before I take that price away, and it goes to the usual price of $47. You'll see there. Actually, you know what? I've actually kept the $7 price, which was the pre-launch that I offered to my list and to my community, $7. So I go grab it now before I change it. I'll change it by the end of today, and at 12 p.m. my time. At 12 midnight my time. So grab it now for $7 if you're watching it, and if you're watching the live stream. Otherwise, it'll be $17 until Monday, and then going up. So once again, I wanted to let you know I'm so grateful for you being here, for watching my very first live stream on YouTube. And if you are interested in knowing about live streaming for your own business and to share your message with the world, I wanted to let you know I do digital marketing as well. So I'm actually building a program of how to live stream, how to structure your live streams that keeps engagement, that all of those things that you want to have in place for live streaming, how I let my community know beforehand, what I do after. So I do that as well as presenting all of this great content from the Feldenkrais Method. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that bell icon so that you know when I'm going live next, when my next videos are coming out, and I will say goodbye. It says, yeah, chat disconnected. Please wait till we reconnect. So hopefully, oh no, there we go, successfully connected, yay. Thanks again. I will see you next week for the Happy Hips little introductory video on the Happy Hips audios. Bye. Yes, I'm sure.